Okay, let us discuss the next example, which is based on fission and fusion process, and from the textbook example number 13.19. let's write down example number 13.19. so what is the given data? So let's write the given data. See the problem statement. How long can an electric lamp of 100 watt, what is the power? So power is equal to 100 watt. It means it's equal to 100 joule per second. So this lamp is consumes 100 joule energy in a 1 second. This lamp consumes 100 joule of energy in a 1 second. This much of energy is consumed by this bulb. Okay, now kept glowing by the fusion of 2 kg deuterium. So what is the mass? So mass is equal to 2 kg, and which one? Deuterium. So this is given for 1s2 deuterium. So deuterium is 1s2. As the fusion reaction is this one. What is fusion reaction? So fusion reaction, which is given in a problem statement, so don't worry about it. 1s2 plus 1s2, and by the fusion of this 2 deuterium, 2He3 is formed with neutron and 3.27 MeV energy. This much of energy is produced during the one reaction. By the one fusion reaction, how much energy will be produced here? 3.27 MeV. And we have to finding out how long, underline this one, how long this bulb is already glowing. So we finding out the time. How long was means what? We have to finding out the time. How long means how much this bulb is glowing for what time? By this one. And how much mass of the deuterium is fused? 2 kg. Okay, so by the 2 deuterium, you just understand this one. By the 2 deuterium, how much energy will be produced? 3.27. So first we are counting how much energy is released. How much energy released in this process if the 2 kg deuterium will be fused. Okay, so let's we find the total number of nuclei first, then after they are fused to each other. Okay, so let's find let's find total number of nuclei in a 2 kg deuterium. So total nucleus, and as we discussed in the previous sessions, we have the equation for this directly. So let's put it directly. So N is equal to M upon A into Na. What is M? That is 2 kg, but we write, when you use this equation, you must be write this value in a gram. When you are using this equation, you must be write the value of mass in terms of gram. So 2 kg means 2000 grams. So what is this? It is a 2000 upon, what is the A? So we just discussed this example for this one. So this is the A for us. So A is equal to what? 2 atomic mass. So 1 is atomic number, 2 is atomic mass, as we discussed in the previous sessions. So that is 2 into Na. Na means 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. So this is becomes 1000. So finally you get N is equal to, this is a 1000, 10 raised to 3, 10 raised to 3 and 10 raised to 23, total 10 raised to 26. So 6.022 into 10 raised to 26. This much of nuclei already present in a 2 kg mass of this deuterium, but we finding out how much time. So first you count how much energy released by this process. How much energy released by this process? Let's we have to find this one. So if you have this much of nuclei, so by the 2 deuterium, how much energy released? 3.27. By the 2 deuterium, how much energy released? 3.27. So by the N deuterium, what is the energy? So let's find total energy. Total energy. So E is equal to, let's we are using this hint. From this hint we write this one, by the 1 and 2 deuterium, total this much of energy is released. So 2 1s2. Okay, then how much energy is 3.27 MeV. But how many deuterium we have? We have n deuterium. So by n1s2 is equal to how much? Use this. So E is equal to n into 3.27 upon 2, n into 3.27 upon 2. So our answer is what? N into 3.27 upon 2 MeV. Okay, but what is this answer? Whatever the energy given to us, it is in a joule. So first convert this value in a joule. So put this all this value here. So E is equal to, what is n? So n is equal to 6.022 into 10 raised to 26. So 6.022 into 10 raised to 26 into 3.27. So 3.27 mega electron volt. All of you guys must be convert this value in a joule. How? So mega means 10 raised to 6. Okay, electron volt into joule, as we discussed in a previous session, 1 electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 joule. So multiply by 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. Now this data is converted into joule and divide by 2. Because 2 is already present here. So this much of energy is produced. So calculation you just doing by yourself. So this much of energy is released by the fusion of 2 kg deuterium. Okay, so but we have to finding out the time. So for 1 second glowing of this bulb, how much energy required? 100 joule. How much you have? E joule. How much you have? E joule. So total time required, write down, total time required, total time of glowing of lamp. So what is total time? See, so total time T is equal to, again use this hint. So if you have 100 joule energy, how much time? 1 second. If you have a 100 joule energy, how much time? 1 second. So for 100 joule of energy, the time is what? 1 second. But how much energy you have? E joule. So for E joule of energy, time is equal to what? So from this, what is time? E into 1 upon 100. E into 1 upon 100, because 100 joule of energy is here. So by the 100 joule, how much time for the glowing of this bulb? 1 second. But how much energy we have? E joule. So for E joule, what is the time? So E into 1 upon 100. So you just put this value here, and finally you calculate this answer. This answer is in second. Why? Because here the second is used. Now if you want this answer in a minute or days or year, you just convert it by yourself. But whatever the answer you have, this answer is in second. Okay, now finally you just find this answer in a year. So this remaining calculation is in homework. All of you guys note this. Calculation is in a homework. Okay, all of you guys pause your screen and note this example in your books properly. Okay, with the calculation. Okay, let us discuss the next example. Example number 13.20. Example number 13.20. What is the problem? Calculate the height of the potential barrier for the head-on collision for the 2 deuterons. So we have a 2 deuterons, means 1s2. Deuterons means what? 1s2. We have a 2 deuterons Now some hint is given. What is the meaning of potential barrier? We have to finding out the potential barrier here. Potential barrier is equal to what? We have to find this. One hint is given in the problem. Let us read this hint. The height of the potential barrier is given by the Coulomb repulsion. Underline this one. Height of potential barrier, it's nothing, it's a Coulomb repulsion. Height of potential barrier is nothing, it's a Coulomb repulsive force between these two deuterons. Okay, let us see. When they are just touched to each other, so suppose you consider you have just two deuterons, that is a one deuterons, that is a another one. Okay, this both are moving towards each other like this. So say both are moving like this, and this is a head-on collision. So say both are collide in such a way, thus velocity along the center line, velocity of this both deuterons along the center. So finally when they are collide like this, just a touch to each other like this, see, just touch to each other. So we have to finding out the potential barrier in this situation when they are just touch to each other, just touch to each other. We have to find this potential barrier at this situation. Okay, and assume that they can be taken as a hard sphere of radius 2 femtometer. So what is the radius of this one? Suppose you can say that's radius r, that's radius r. So what is this radius? So r. So radius is given to us, r is equal to 2 femtometer. 2 femtometer. Okay, so let us find this, let us solve this example. So what is the hint? So as in a problem, this potential barrier is what? The Coulomb repulsion. Okay, so potential barrier means potential energy. Which potential energy? Coulomb repulsive force potential energy, and potential energy is generally given as U is equal to K Q1 Q2 upon distance between two charge. Right now what is distance? See, when they are just touched to each other, this r plus r, the total distance is what? 2r. Actual equation is like this, K Q1 Q2 upon r. Okay, where r is the distance between two charge. So what is the distance between two charge? Here the 2r, so I am just place here 2r. Do you understand? See, actual equation is K Q1 Q2 upon r between two charge. So let's we write here r between two charge means 1 2. Suppose consider this is a charge 1 and that is a charge 2, so r12 like this. Okay, so what is the charge of deuterons? What is the charge of? So deuteron consists of one proton only. Deuteron consists of one proton only. This is the isotopes of hydrogen. So charge of both the deuterons is Q1 is equal to Q2. What is the charge of proton? That is exactly same as the charge of electron. So E. So Q1 is equal to Q2 is equal to E. So let's put this value here. So what is this? K into E upon R12. What is R12? That is a 2R. So that is a 2r. Let's we have to put this value. So potential barrier U is equal to K is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9. E into E square means 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 square. 10 raised to minus 19 square upon 2r. So 2 into what is r? R is equal to 2 femtometer. Convert this value in a meter. So 2 into 10 raised to minus 15 meter. Okay, so put this value here. 2 into 10 raised to minus 15. Now whatever you get this answer is in terms of joule. This answer is in terms of joule actually. But whenever you count the potential barrier, you must be find this answer in terms of electron volt. You find this answer in terms of electron volt. So this answer is in terms of joule. So by yourself convert this answer in electron volt. This is in homework. All of you guys must be convert this value in electron. 1 electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 joule. So 1 joule is equal to 1 upon 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 joule. By this equation, all of you guys, this answer is in terms of joule. Now convert this value in terms of electron volt. So remaining calculation is in homework. Okay. So calculation is in homework. Note down this example in your books with a proper calculation. Okay. Note it. Okay, let's come to the next example. Example number 13.27. Example number 13.27. What is this problem? Consider the fission of 92U238 by the fast neutron. Underline this one. The fission process of uranium with the neutron. Fission process, artificial fission process. So fission process of uranium with the neutron. In this in a one fission event, no neutrons are emitted. Underline this, no neutrons are emitted. Underline this one, no neutrons are emitted. And final end products after the beta decay of the primary fragments are 58C140 and 44Ru99. Okay, so this much, these two fragments are given to us. Calculate the Q value of this fission process. So let's write down the given data. So we have to finding out the Q value of this reaction. In this reaction, these two fragments are produced. Okay, and the relevant masses are given to us. What is this masses? So mass of uranium is equal to 238.05079 AMU. Mass of C is equal to 139.9543 AMU, and mass of Ru is equal to 98.9594 AMU. So this much of mass. And also let's write the mass of neutron, which is given here. So mass of neutron, is equal to 1.008665 AMU. So this is the mass of neutron. Okay, if you have to finding out the Q value in this reaction, see what you have to want Q value. So what is the Q value of any reaction? Delta MC square in joule. Okay, and delta M into 931.5 in MeV, as we discussed in a previous sessions. So first of all, if you want a Q value, then you must be write the nuclear reaction for this. Then after you are able to get this answer. So we have to write this one. So what is the hint? First we write nuclear reaction. So this process is done with a uranium 92U238 by a fast neutron. So what is the situation? So let's consider this is the uranium. This is the uranium, and this fast neutrons is just bombard on a uranium like this. So this one is converted into the two fragments, C and Ru. So that is the first fragment plus this one is a second fragment. This first one is a C and second one is a suppose Ru. This two fragment, this uranium is just transformed into the two fragments. Okay, and with this some energy is released. So this energy is what? Q value of the reaction. What is this energy? So energy is nothing. Energy is equal to Q value of the reaction. Q value of the reaction. Okay, so this way this process is done. And here generally in a fission process neutrons are emitted, 2 or 3, as we discussed in a fission reaction. But here the specially sentence is given to us, no neutrons are emitted. So here no neutrons is not produced. Okay, this much. So let's rewrite the nuclear reactions properly. This is the just the in a graphical type of mode. Let's rewrite this equation. So what is neutron? So neutron is 0 and 1. It's bombarded uranium. So plus which uranium? 92 U238. So 92 U238 is converted into two fragments. First fragment is given to us 58. It's given here. Don't worry about it. 58 C 140. And the second fragment Ru, and this is a 44 Ru 99 plus energy, and this energy is what? Q value. So this is our nuclear reaction. This is the nuclear reaction. Now how to get the Q value? Now this problem is quite easy. If once you get this relation, then we have to find the Q value easily. So for any nuclear process, what is Q value? So Q value, Q is equal to delta M into 931.5 MeV. What is this delta M? What is the delta M? So delta M is equal to total left hand side mass minus total right hand side mass. So what is total left hand side mass? Mass of neutron plus mass of uranium. So it is equal to mass of neutron plus mass of uranium minus mass of Ce plus mass of Ru minus mass of Ce plus mass of Ru, and this all the terms is multiplied with 931.5, and answer is in terms of MeV. Now see, all those masses are given to us. Here all those masses are listed out. All masses are put in this equation. So finally you get some answer of this Q value in terms of MeV. So remaining calculation is in homework. Okay, so this way we just get this answer. All of you guys note this example in your books with the proper calculation. Okay, note it. Okay guys, let us discuss about the next example based on fusion and fission reaction. Example number 13.28. Write down example number 13.28. What is the problem? Here the two problem which is asking here. Okay, first problem is which one? Consider deuterium tritium reaction. So this reaction is given to us. So what is the given data? Given data, nuclear reaction. Let's write this nuclear reaction. 1s2 plus 1s3. 1s2 plus 1s3 is transformed into the helium. So 2Ha4, and one neutron is released. So 0 and 1. One neutron is released, and during this process some energy is also released. So plus energy. So this is the nuclear reaction which is given here. So we have to calculate some of this data from this reaction. So what is the first problem? A. So let us discuss first A. First problem. Calculate the energy released in the MeV from this reaction, and the given data are in this A is which one? Mass of deuterium. Mass of deuterium. Let's consider this is the mass of deuterons. Md is equal to what? It is equal to 2.014102 AMU, and mass of tritium is equal, let's consider that is a empty. This is what? Empty. And it is equal to 3.016049 AMU. Mass of helium and mass of neutron does not give, because it is given initially when where the exercise is start. So let's write down mass of helium is equal to 4.022603 and mass of neutron is equal to 1.00866 m. This much of mass which is given here, and we have to finding out the energy released in this process. Very simple one. What is energy released? Energy released. Okay, so this is first we write the hint for the problem A. So Q is equal to energy release. Q is equal to delta M, and you just read the statement. You want the energy in terms of MeV. So delta M into 931.5 MeV. What is delta M? Left hand side total mass minus right hand side total mass, means mass of deuterium plus mass of tritium minus mass of helium minus mass of neutron. Okay, so all those data are given to us. So remaining calculation is in homework. Calculation is in homework. Try to solve out this example by yourself. Okay, let's see comes to second problem, which is given in the same one, B. Let's find out, calculate the second one. Let's see what is this problem statement for the second one. So second one is consider the radius of both deuterium and tritium to be approximately 2 femtometer. So radius of this both is what? 2 femtometer. Convert in a meter. So 2 into 10 raised to minus 15 meter, which is given here. What is the kinetic energy needed to overcome the Coulomb repulsive force between the two nuclei? Again there is a two question. So first question is what is the kinetic energy required? Suppose you consider that is a deuterium and that is a tritium. Consider that is a deuterium and that is a tritium, suppose. Now if they are both are fused to each other, so must they both this nuclei must be comes very closer to each other, as we discussed in the theory, to overcome this repulsive force. Which force is applied here? See here, some repulsive force is applied between these two. If you consider what is the charge of deuterium, Q1 is equal to E. What is the charge of tritium? That is also E. So for deuterium and tritium, both have a both atoms consist of proton. So this overcome this proton repulsive force. Okay, to overcome this proton repulsive force, there is some velocity is required towards each other. Like see here in this direction some velocity is required. So due to this velocity some kinetic energy must be given to this one. So how much the kinetic energy is given to both this nuclei? So they are just fused into each other. So some of this kinetic energy which is equivalent to when, what is the situation when both the nuclei are fused into each other? The situation is like this. See, when they are overcome these forces, deuterium and tritium, the situations is like this. And what is the distance between these two? R and R, 2R. Okay, so whatever the potential energy is equivalent to kinetic energy by energy conservation. By energy conservation, whatever the potential energy here, this is equivalent to kinetic energy. So we have to use this potential energy equation. Okay, so let's we have to find out this one. By this one, energy conservation kinetic energy is equal to potential energy. And the previous examples we discussed about how to get this potential energy between the two nuclei, as we discussed in previous examples. So potential energy U is equal to, actually K is equal to U. K is equal to K Q1 Q2 upon R12, where this K and K, this is the kinetic energy, and that is a constant. Okay, so let's put this all this value. So 9 into 10 raised to 9 into Q1. What is the charge of this one? E, and second one also E. So Q1 into Q2 both are same, E square. Okay, upon R12. What is R12? R1, this is the 1 and this is the 2. So what is R12? 2R. So upon 2R. So this is your answer in terms of joule. This is the answer in terms of joule. After put this all this value, you get the answer. Kinetic energy is equal to what? It is equal to 5.76 into 10 raised to minus 14 joule. So if you put all this value here, so finally you get this answer, 5.76 into 10 raised to minus 14 joule. So that is the first case of the second problem. Now what is second case? To what temperature must be gas heated to initiate this reaction? So if fusion reaction starts, see, as we discussed in a theory session, fusion reaction starts if the temperature is very high. Why? Because to overcome this repulsive force, we must be given some kinetic energy to the both nuclei, and this kinetic energy is supplied by means of a temperature. If we increase the temperature, thermal energy is increasing. Thermal energy increases, it means its a velocity increases and overcome this repulsive force, and both are fused into each other. So similar way, how much temperature, see, to what temperature must be the gas is heated to initiate this reaction. Okay, so this gas hint is also given to us. Let's read this hint, then after we are going to solution. Kinetic energy required for one fusion event is equal to average thermal kinetic energy available with the interacting particle is equal to 2 into 3 by 2 kBT. 2 into 3 by 2 kBT, Boltzmann constant in absolute temperature. This one. Suppose this much of kinetic energy required, we have to, and this kinetic energy is what? Thermal kinetic energy, as given in a hint. The thermal kinetic energy is what? 3 by 2 kBT. So how many particles you have? 2. So this energy is shared between the two particles. This much of energy is shared between the two particles, deuterium and tritium. So total kinetic energy is equal to average thermal kinetic energy. Let's put this value. What is this? 5.76 into 10 raised to minus 14. What is this? For one particle, what is the energy? If you consider for one particle, let's be right here. For one particle, what is energy? 3 by 2 kBT, as we discussed. As we know, this is called a thermal kinetic energy, 3 by 2 kBT, as we studied in 11th standard. This one. So how many particles have? 2. So it is equal to 2 into 3 by 2 kBT, where kB is the Boltzmann constant. Put this all this value here. So 5.76 into 10 raised to minus 14 is equal to 2 into 3 by 2 into what is kB? kB is a Boltzmann constant, 1.38 into 10 raised to minus 23, as we studied in a KTG, and 5 into multiply by T. So see, only T is unknown in this reaction. So find the T, and this T is in terms of Kelvin. So find T. Find T is equal to blank Kelvin. Okay, this answer is in terms of Kelvin, and remaining calculation is in homework. All of you guys just calculate the answer of T from this reaction. Okay, so this is the one way to solve out this example. All of you guys note this example in your books properly with the proper calculation. Okay, now note it, this example.